Hello, today I'm not alone. I'm joined with Kamil Jazz, one of our programmer. Say hello.
Hi there.
Okay, Kamil, so say a few words about yourself, what you're doing in the project, etc.
I'm a programmer responsible mainly for tactical layer of this game, and I'm also the guy who knows a thing or two about shaders, so I do all the visual special effects.
Yeah, Kamil is our guy for the shaders, other stuff that you want to look pretty in the game, but you cannot do this in a classic animation. Okay, so last time we showed you some melee weapons, and we'll continue on the subject. Today we'll be talking about the abilities, how these weapons work, what can we do when we are creating weapons, and we'll also show you the range weapons that we have in this build so far. There are two of them, and let's do this. Okay, Kamil, so could you show us and talk a little bit about the ability system, the editor?
While designing the ability system, we were trying to be as generic as possible, mainly because we didn't exactly know what we do want at the time from this system. And since we were using entity component system, we could do exactly that. For those of you who are not familiar with ECS, there are many resources online explaining the topic, but the main thing we got from this is the fact that we can separate every subsystem from each other, so every ability effect is handled by its own system. Our ability system allows us to create abilities with any combination of effects, but what is the most cool thing is the fact that we can visually draw the shape of this effect. So you can, if you want to create basically a Z-shape healing spell that also spawns rabbits, you can totally do that. The system allows us to do this. We edit all those things directly in the inspector, so it's very convenient. We don't have to use any text files or XML files. It's all in the editor. And every ability is its own asset, basically. So if we want to create an ability, we just right-click, create ability, and it's done. And it also doesn't matter if it's AI or it's a player, all the abilities work the same. There are many parameters that you can tweak and set in the ability inspector. We can set up ability animation clips, or we can set a trigger in the animator. We can set up such things as cooldown or action point costs, basic stuff. But the most important things is the ability effect editor. Basically, we can add any combination of effects and edit them separately. So you can, for example, create ability that heals and does damage at the same time. When you add the ability effect, you can click edit on it, and it shows you a separate editor window that shows you the ability effects parameters, and also allows you to draw the shape of this effect. And every effect has its own shape, so we can create waves of damage. So for example, first wave is the most damaging one, and the second one is less damaging. Yeah. And it's all visual, it's all in editor, so it's very convenient to use and edit.
Yeah, this editor is really cool, so basically anything I can think of, I can do this here. I always wanted to create an ability with the Axe Hunter that could like create a shockwave of sorts. So for this I create 3 melee damage effects, and the first one has the highest damage value, and the next one is right next to it with a smaller damage value, and the last one is here on 1 damage, so the small damage. So if I would use it in the game, this would show us that it's like 3 hexes, one by the other, and with lower and lower damage. We can also add different stuff here, like stamina does, and again this could be done 3 times, right? And each of them will reduce less and less stamina. This is great, this is great. We also have here some older stuff when we were still using stamina as action points. So if we really want to, we could create an ability that would lower your stamina for the cost of doing something really cool. We haven't tested this yet, but maybe, who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see, yeah. This system is used not only to create weapon attacks, but basically any ability in the game, right?
So yeah, it's also used for AI characters.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's player.
Yeah, we have an attack for the floater. It's, as you can see, it's basically the same thing. But also the items, right? The healing items, med kits, the stuff that the ether, if it will stay cold that way, that will heal your stamina. Stuff like traps. We have a special effect that says this is a trap, and then you need to add an actual effect of the trap.
And what is interesting is the fact that when you place a trap, it basically, when you step on it, the trap casts another ability.
Yeah, so it's ability that casts an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really fun. So anything we could do with the weapons, we could do with traps, basically, right?
Basically.
Yeah. So right now we only have the very basic one, because the only limitation here right now is the time that I have to spend to draw the animation frames. That this is the only limitation. But if we would if you could just imagine some stuff, then yeah, we could make a trap that will explode and, I don't know, reduce all of the stamina on the enemies, etc.
Release some poison gas or whatever.
No, the only thing that we don't have right now is the visuals, right? So the effects. But we'll be doing this next month, I think.
Yeah,
right?
we need to also add physical projectiles, such things right now, but we will add it.
Yeah, we have some throwing knives already, but as you can see here, it's just like a simple animation, one frame animation with a delay, so it's not exactly what we need here. Okay, I think that's all for today's update. With time we'll be adding more effects, more status effects and things like that, damage types, and we'll be updating you with our next devlogs as they will pop up. So thank you for listening to us today, and see you on the next one.
See ya.